The Oakland A's.
The Oakland A's.
The Athletics.
The Oakland A's could be heading to Las Vegas. The team announced it has purchased land just off the Las Vegas Strip.
Are moving to Las Vegas.
They're relocating to Las Vegas.
Relocation from Oakland to Las Vegas this week.
After more than 50 years in Oakland, the Athletics were leaving. For generations of fans, it felt impossible. This was one of baseball's most historic franchises, with teams that had Hall of Famers, World Series championships. But now Oakland was about to lose its last major professional sports team. The Warriors already left, the Raiders left, and now the Athletics were leaving too. Almost immediately, people began searching for someone to blame. Many blamed owner John Fisher, others blamed Oakland, some blame Major League Baseball. But the truth is more complicated than that. Because the story of how Oakland lost the Athletics didn't begin in 2023. It had been building for decades. The Athletics arrived in Oakland in 1968, and for decades they became part of the city's identity. They won championships, produced Hall of Famers, and built one of baseball's most passionate fan bases to date. From the dynasty teams of the 1970s to the Moneyball era, the A's weren't just another franchise. They were Oakland baseball. For many fans, supporting the Athletics wasn't a hobby. It was a family tradition. A connection passed down from generation to generation. But beneath the success, a problem was slowly growing, and eventually it would become impossible to ignore. That problem was the Oakland Coliseum. When it opened in 1968, it was considered a modern stadium. But as the decades passed, the rest of baseball moved forward. New ballparks opened across the country, teams built modern facilities, owners generated new revenue systems. Meanwhile, the Athletics remained in the same aging stadium. Over time, the Coliseum became known for all the wrong reasons. There were maintenance issues, infrastructure problems, and even sewage backups that became national headlines. Players complained, broadcasters joked about it, fans grew frustrated. And for years, the Athletics argued that they needed a new stadium to remain competitive. But the question was where? And that's where the real battle began. The Athletics didn't spend years trying to leave Oakland. In fact, they spent many years trying to find a way to stay. There were stadium proposals in Fremont, plans involving San Jose. Then came Howard Terminal, a massive waterfront ballpark project that many believe would finally solve everything. But every proposal seemed to run into another obstacle. Political fights, territorial disputes, funding questions. Years turned into decades, and still no stadium was built. The Athletics wanted more certainty, the city wanted more time. Neither side got what it wanted. And with every failed proposal, relocation became more realistic. Not because anyone wanted it, but because no solution ever materialized. By 2023, many Athletics fans had reached their breaking point. Attendance was at an all-time low, the roster had been stripped down, popular players had been traded away, and many fans felt ownership had stopped trying to win. Then something remarkable happened. On June 13, 2023, Oakland fans organized what became known as a reverse boycott. For years, critics had claimed Oakland fans didn't care. So instead of staying home, they packed the stadium. On a random Tuesday night against the Tampa Bay Rays, more than 27,000 fans filled the Coliseum, more than triple the team's typical attendance at the time. Fans arrived hours early, made signs, sold t-shirts. Thousands wore bright green shirts with one message printed across the front: "Sell the team." Then, throughout the game, the chants began.
Turn and make his way to second, and he has notions about third. He'll put the brakes on as Seth gets it back in. You heard the crowd go silent.
The Coliseum, it was louder than it had been in years. For one night, it felt like playoff baseball again. The message was clear. The fans were still here. The fans still cared. The problem, they believe, wasn't Oakland. It was the ownership. But when fans were fighting to keep the Athletics in Oakland, events outside the city were moving quickly. In April 2023, the franchise announced it had reached an agreement to purchase land near the Las Vegas Strip. After years of uncertainty, the Athletics had finally another path to move forward. And for many fans, the announcement felt like the moment the decision had already been made. The reverse boycott wasn't about saving the team anymore. It was about making sure the rest of baseball understood what Oakland was about to lose. So who lost the Athletics? Was it Oakland? Was it the ownership? Was it Major League Baseball? The Warriors had left for San Francisco. The Raiders had left for Las Vegas, and now the Athletics were leaving too. In less than a decade, Oakland lost all three of its major professional sports teams. For many fans, the Athletics weren't just the final team left. They were the final connection to Oakland's sports identity. And when they left, it felt like the end of an era. Not because Oakland stopped caring. The reverse boycott proved that wasn't true. Instead, it felt like the end of a relationship that had slowly fallen apart over decades. And by the time the final announcement arrived, there was no way to put it back together.